Here's a video on an overview of what Google Classroom is all about. Google Classroom is a learning management system, often referred to as an LMS, which is very similar to what Canvas has to offer. Google Classroom, one of the nicest benefits of using Google Classroom is it connects to everything you do in Google. For instance, if you make a Google document, a Google spreadsheet, a Google presentation, a Google form, anything you're doing in Google, as far as like you created in Google Drive, you can easily plug right into Google Classroom. You'll notice at the top it says classroom.google.com. Now, one of the easiest things to do with setting up Google Classroom is just try it out. So go to classroom.google.com and set up your first class. It's a plus sign over here. It says create or join a class. If you're going to set it up as the teacher, which that's what you're going to practice doing here at some point, you would create class. When your students go to join your class, they just simply click join class, and I will show you how to get the access code for that. So if I click create class, it's just going to ask me for the class name. Now I could type in, let's say it's science, and the section which is in the middle here, maybe that would be 4th period, and then I can do subject. I can type in science. Sometimes it has recommendations for you that work. I'm just going to keep it as is for now. It takes a little bit of time to create the first class, and then here comes your first class. The layout of this is it starts off as a stream, and the stream is basically all of your announcements, activities, assignments, videos, anything that you're wanting your students to see. That's what they see. The stream up here, you can select a theme, you can change the theme, you can also upload your own photo to make it customized for your particular class or your students. You can have them all the same, you can have them all different, that is up to you. A couple things to look at over here. The middle of the page here, it says welcome to your class stream. You can attach materials to any post. A YouTube video that you find is very easy to get into your Google Classroom. Let students view or edit the same material or have their own copy. So if I want to give them all viewing access to it, very easy to do. If I want to give them their own individual document to work on, I can do that as well, and I'll show you that in just a little bit. Here's what will be important for your students. When you click the Students tab, it says class code. Now if I click that little drop down arrow right next to it, it will say display. So when I tell my students to go to classroom.google.com, I'm going to display this code. They click join class, and right here is the code that they type in. When they type it in, you will start to see all of this filled out with your students. You don't need to have their email addresses, you don't have to email them anything, and they don't have to share anything back with you, which is very nice. You can also set up email all guardians. You can have that email their particular parents. Now that again is assuming that you have all their email addresses, that you have the information in PowerSchool or it's located somewhere for you. I'm going to work my way back here to the stream. If I want to add an assignment, I'm just going to click the plus. So I have create an announcement, create assignment, create a question, or I can reuse a post. So if I go to announcement, see if I can get this here, the announcement would just be today is Monday and we have this activity coming up, here's our target, make sure you watch for that, or something similar to that. I can also go to create an assignment, and I'll show that in just a second. Create a question, this is great for discussion, and reuse post would allow you to post the same assignment or same message multiple times. So I'm going to go down here where it says create assignment. First thing you'll notice is right up here. One of the really nice things with Google Classroom is you can allow it to share the same assignment to multiple classes. So I might click here and say, okay, I want to put it in this one, and this one. Now it's going to share the same assignment to my 4 different sections. So I might type in lab practice. Instructions, I want to give them specific instructions. I can give them a due date. When I give them a due date, it also puts it on our classroom calendar, which comes through Google. There's a topic. If you want to be specific and create the topic, I haven't played around with that too much, but I'm thinking you could do that setup as like targets or standards or something like that. I can attach a file. I can attach anything from my Google Drive. I can attach a YouTube video, and I can attach a hyperlink, which would take me to another website. Maybe I don't want to use YouTube and I want to use something different. I can attach that link right here. So I'm just going to click on my Google Drive. Now this is just pretending that this is going to be my assignment. This is actually my lesson plans for today. So I'm going to click Add. So right now it defaults as students can view file. I want to change this to students can edit the file, which means they can all go on the same document at the same time and edit that. That's not what this assignment's going to be. I want to make a copy for each student. So I would click there, and what that does is going to take my template, my document that I created for my lesson plans for this example, and it's going to give a copy to all of my students. And then all I would do here is click Assign. I'm going to back out and show you what it looks like then. So that what happens there is it turns into something similar to how I have right here. So for instance, this particular assignment is right here. I've assigned it to all of my students. 1 is done, 11 are not done, and 4 have returned, meaning I've checked it, I've given them their grades. So I'm going to click on Done. Now this shows a list of who has finished this assignment. So I can click right here on her assignment. It is a Google Doc. So I have editing access. I can leave comments. I can make annotations or notes or whatever I want to do on this particular document. I can see when she submitted. I have the revision history, so I can go back and check to see which version she was creating or what she was working on. And what the student sees then is this document, and right up here in the top right hand corner they have a turn in button. So all they have to do is work on their assignment, click turn in, they have to confirm it, and then they are done with that assignment. When the student gets the assignment back, when it gets returned to them, they will see a score, and right here is where you set the point totals. So maybe it's out of 20 points. You click right here, change it to 20. So let's say I finish grading her assignment and I give her a grade right here. I'm going to then put a check mark here and click return. What return does, it gives the paper or the document back to that particular student. So if they have any corrections they need to make or anything that needs to happen to it, they then have access to that assignment again. If I want to go back here because I'm not actually returning it to her, I can do that. I can also, if I want to click here, I can edit if I make a mistake. I did that where I shared a document and everyone had editing access, which I didn't want. I can edit that. I can delete it if I realize I don't need it, or I could also copy the link for some reason if Classroom's not working, but that's not very common that that's going to happen. I'll show you what it looks like here if I want to download the grades. So here's all of the students that are not done, and it shows that right there. If I click the little settings icon, I can copy all the grades to Google Sheets. Now this does not directly import into PowerTeacher Pro, which at this point you have to take one extra step. So I'm going to copy grades to Google Sheets, make all my grades in Google, and then I can do a one-time where I type it over. I'm sure at some point they will have an import. Right now they don't. I can download all grades as CSV. That refers to an Excel spreadsheet. And I can download just these grades. So this would be every assignment for the quarter. This would be just for these assignments here. If I work my way back, if you make a Google form, all you'd have to do here is click on that, and it can be an announcement, it could be an assignment. You just have to give your students the hyperlink or the link for them to be able to take the test. I'm sure there's going to be more questions with this, so if you do have questions, you can always get a hold of figure it out. So best of luck with Google Classroom. Hopefully it's something